Guess who's back? STEVIEDVD, inVR, 4K HD, UHD and 360. Today I'm doing a set of brake pads. It's an R registration, Toyota Celica. First things first. Crack off the wheel nuts. Find the jacking points. Open the bonnet. And open the cap on the reservoir. Okay, I cracked the wheel nuts off. That means you just loosen them a little bit. You don't take the bolts right out when you crack the wheel nuts off. I've jacked up the other side, taken the wheel off. As you can see, I've uncapped the reservoir. Okay, so the wheel's off. Doing one side at a time. Make sure you put an axle stand under the vehicle. This is the way it is. You need a 14 and 15mm spanner. You can undo them, and that should just lift up that caliper. I'm going to do that. Okay, caliper's taken off. You can see the pads, they've got some anti-squealing retaining springs here. Pull them out. They just push the pads back off of the disc. When you apply the brake pedal, squeezes these on, and then them little springs just give them a little bit of pushback so they don't just bind. Okay, so we've got some uneven pad wear. That was the outside brake pad, that was the inside. So I know from experience that they're not sliding properly. So the sliders on the carrier aren't sliding. Bottom one is, as you can see. Hope you can anyway, I'll tilt the camera a bit. That one slides, no problem. So that's doing what it should do. This one isn't. So that's the problem. I've got to wind and just ease that out, clean it, put some grease on it. Be sweet. Okay, I've got it out. It is filth. I had to use these, squeeze tight, and then just push it. Didn't even want to turn at first, so I had to just do tiny little, and then started working it out. So just keep spinning it, and pushing it that way, and it'll come out. But yeah, these are the dust covers. Try not to tear these. They come off the bolt from this end, so don't try and pull it out of there, the cab, because that's fixed. But yeah, I'm gonna excuse me, clean that up and grease them up, baby. Okay, now I've got to push that piston back. I'm going to use these grips and squeeze hard, okay, baby. So I've pushed the piston back, I went back sweet, I tidied the rubber up a little bit, clean the caliper off, clean all the dust off, put copper slip every point of contact when the pads go in. That's them metal clips. I also put copper slip all over the face of the back of the pads. I only need to do basically where this part hits and that part, and where the piston hits the back one. That's all I really need to do, but I always smear it everywhere so that it just catches all the dust that builds up and keeps it out of the moving parts, so it just sticks to all the copper slip. So I'll go a bit over the top. But yeah, I've got the retaining springs there all ready to go back in. Right, pistons push back. We're going to insert the old pads. Going to put the pads in with these clips in them little holes. And put the caliper back on. Okay, pad calipers back on. Now all we've got to do is pump the brake pedal until the pads squeeze that disc. I always do that as soon as the pads are in, so I don't forget. But always pump that pedal. Now I'm going to put the wheel on. Don't forget, all torque wrenches are in the car manual, check it out. Every nut and bolt has a torque setting. Okay, wheels back on this side. I'll pump the brake pedal, as I say, I always do it every time, because I don't ever want to forget. Caps back on the reservoir.